Welcome back to Building Character, where we would build your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon to support whatever is next, and like and subscribe to live longer than you should have next time you play, maybe. Today is the end. From Metal Gear Solid 3. It's a build for the sniper guy from Metal Gear Solid 3. You saw the thumbnail. What else did you think it would be?
This is the end, beautiful friend.
Let's start off with our goals for this video. First, we're completing one last job. The end is older than he naturally should be, so let's push it for one final show. Next, we need to distance ourselves with long-range sniping. Finally, we have to embrace finality. Nothing lasts forever, and that's okay. Sometimes, you just have to say goodbye so you can say hello to something else. All right, it's time for something I'm sure a lot of you saw coming. This video is not just about a boss from Snake Eater. It's also sponsored by Factor to turn you from a Snake Eater into a Factor Eater. Look, the end doesn't need to eat like most people do, but you do need to eat like most people do because you're watching this, and that means you're a people. Taking time out of your day to go down to the grocery store, scoop up a bunch of ingredients, come home, prep that stuff, cook it, and then do the dishes is not always convenient. That's why Factor sends fresh, never frozen, delicious meals that are ready to eat in 2 minutes. When I say delicious, I mean it. I like to rock out with the Calorie Smart option. That sends me meals that are still loaded with flavor and protein, but also lower on those old calorie numbers, helping me stay within my fitness goals. And if you think low calorie means low flavor, you're wrong. These meals are delicious. Seriously, and still super filling. I don't know how they do it, some sort of sorcery. So if you want to spend less time in the kitchen this summer and more time enjoying your favorite hobbies, why don't you head to factor75.com and enter offer code TULOK50 at checkout for 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your first month of orders. Again, that's factor75.com, offer code TULOK50 at checkout for 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your first month. That's going to be a bunch of delicious meals that you can num instead of doing a bunch of annoying dishes and going to the grocery store all the goddamn time. Now that's the end of the sponsored segment of this video, but it's not the end of the end. That's just getting started. For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just keep your multi-classing minimums in mind. Let's start with dexterity to make sure you don't miss, even with over 100 true strikes. Wow, that's impressive. Wisdom next, you need to see why Snake loves cinnamon toast rattlesnake. Charisma after that, there's something so appealing about ending things. By that I mean being the end in D&D, obviously. Follow that up with strength. You can throw down if someone gets in melee range. CQC. Intelligence is a bit low. You're good at investigating, but that's about it, and we'll dump Constitution. You fall asleep and just die if someone left their PS2 off for a week. The end is a variant human one last time. That'll give you +1 to 2 different stats. We'll do Dexterity and Wisdom to shoot better. Sharpshooter for our feet, letting you fire at max range without disadvantage. Ignore all but full cover. Take a -5 penalty to your attack roll to deal an extra 10 damage with your attack roll. Damage roll. Whatever, I misspoke. Moving on. Shoot good. Can't really explain it better than that. Take Insight as your skill of choice and Investigation and Acrobatics for your other skills. Form the background to find Snake and escape Snake when he gets close, like a snake escape. That classic game with the silly snakes who have the silly hats. Starting off as a ranger, that'll get you 3 skills like Perception, Stealth, and Animal Handling. Candy gives you expertise in one of those, doubling your proficiency bonus for that skill. Go for Stealth. That'll annoy someone into just moving the date forward on their console. You also get Favorite Enemy, I guess. Whatever, it's dog water. Everyone knows it is. Let's just skip it. Second level rangers get Fighting Style. Archery adds 2 to your attack rolls with ranged weapon attacks, including guns. Use a gun if your DM allows it. Don't if they don't. What a novel concept. You also get spells like Hunter's Mark to add a d6 of extra damage to a target with each attack, and you have advantage on tracking them. Shoot better, you know it. It's the ranger spell that makes ranger less bad. Still bad. Longstrider makes you run faster, so you can do the funny runny thing after hitting Snake with a flashbang. Third level rangers can choose a conclave. Hunter is the one for the ranger, who is just a guy who does hunter stuff. Colossus Slayer lets you add a d8 of extra damage to an attack against a creature below their hit point total once per turn to snipe better as you snipe more. 4th level rangers get another ability score improvement or feat. Gunner gives you +1 to your dexterity, and you can use use guns without the loading penalty, shoot within 5 feet of yourself without disadvantage, and you get proficiency with guns. If your DM doesn't allow guns in their setting, frame them for tax evasion. 5th level rangers get an extra attack, letting you attack twice with your action instead of once, so you can reload. Ain't you glad we got rid of that loading penalty? You can also grab 2nd level ranger spells like Pass Without Trace, adding +10 to your stealth checks, and +10 for allies traveling with you, including your parrot, which we'll get later. Now we'll jump over to Warlock because I don't care if you don't like it. I'm doing it. You get to choose a patron. We'll go undead to get those nano machines in your blood, even if that's a different Metal Gear thing. You've got Goopoo that was put into you that makes you better at not dying of old age. Form of Dread is cool on a sniper, giving you 1d10 plus your Warlock level and temporary HP. You're immune to the frightened condition. You can force a wisdom saving throw on one creature you hit per turn, frightening them if they fail. Should make it harder to approach. For cantrips, True Strike lets you announce that this is the last episode because, yeah, I'm guessing you can kind of tell I don't like doing this anymore. I kept doing it because I have to pay rent and was worried about shutting the series off and killing the Patreon. The Elden Ring stuff is doing well enough now that I feel comfortable doing that, and I'll be honest, the floor has kind of fallen out from the D&D stuff. Like, goddamn, it's bad. It's really bad. So I don't know that it can go much lower. If you're only on the Patreon for the D&D stuff, you can leave if you want. No worries, I won't be mad. Hey, who cares if I would be mad? What am I gonna do about it? Honestly, I haven't enjoyed doing this for years. It has nothing to do with the Elden Ring stuff or Wizards of the Coast. Probably gonna start doing Magic the Gathering stuff on this channel. But yeah, it was never Phil abandoned the D&D channel to make Elden Ring. It was Phil's Elden Ring stuff took off so he doesn't have to go back and work at the call center. You can say working at a call center is obviously worse than making D&D YouTube. But dog, I've done both. I quit the call center to make D&D YouTube, and after a certain point, I missed the call center. I mean, way bigger YouTubers making way more money than me are quitting left and right. This ain't the dream job you think it is. I'm 30 and splitting rent for a 2-bedroom. We ain't rich. We're fine, but we ain't rich. I'm working 60 to 70 hours a week, so setting your own schedule ain't all it's cracked up to be, and I have to be dragged kicking and screaming into D&D games with my friends to actually enjoy D&D, which used to be like my favorite thing to do. Weird way to announce I'm quitting, I know, but hey, you get one more video out of me. If you're one of the people who just wants to watch whatever we make, the videos here will be losing that cool Phil is being threatened to make these videos vibe, so please stick around, the videos will be better. It also gives you advantage on your next weapon attack. Blade Ward gives you resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. It's bad, but maybe you plan on running. Hey, you should use Expeditious Retreat for that. To dash as a bonus action. Zoom on out of there. False Life gives you 1d4 plus 4 temporary HP to stay alive, but in a funky, unnatural way. 2nd level Warlocks get some invocations. Fiendish Vigor lets you cast False Life without spending a spell slot, making one of those spells from the 1st level useless. Don't need other spells though, so you know, womp womp. Devil's Sight gives you Dark Vision, so you can snipe
at night.
3rd level Warlocks get a Pact boon. Pact of the Chain lets you cast Find Familiar as a ritual. Some familiars are birds, so you can get a parrot to wake you up when you fall asleep. You can also get 2nd level spells like Blindness, Deafness to Flash Snake. Bang Snake. Flash Snake, then Bang Snake. Nailed it. Nailed Snake. 4th level Warlocks get another ability score improvement, round off your Wisdom and Dexterity, so they're not odd. I still don't like odd numbers. I haven't since the 1st episode. 5th level Warlocks get 3rd level spells, but let's just skip that for more invocations, like Voice of the Chainmaster, to let you see through your familiar's eyes, but more importantly, to speak through your familiar. Parrot isn't an option from Find Familiar, but now you can make a raven that can talk. We built a parrot, baby. 6th level Warlocks get what we're here for, Grave Touch, letting you skip eating, drinking, and sleeping. You can also swap the damage to Necrotic of one attack to add an extra damage die, but nah, I don't want to do that. Skip, pass. Back to Rangers. 6th level Rangers get Roving to move 5 more feet faster per turn, and you get climbing and swimming speeds. You might think that the end is old, but all the Zoomers say he's pretty spry for an old guy. 7th level Hunters get to choose a defensive option. Escape the Horde makes opportunity attacks against you have disadvantage. It's quite hard to hit the end as he scurries away. 8th level Rangers get another ability score improvement, cap off that dexterity for maximum shooting and sneaking. We're going to jump to Rogue now for an extra skill like Intimidation and more importantly Sneak Attack. That'll add a d6 of extra damage when you have advantage on an attack, and it's ranged or finesse. Doesn't get more ranged than a sniper rifle. You can also grab Expertise in 2 more skills like Animal Handling and Perception, weapon, you got those buggy eyes, and hang out with some buggy guys. The little moth that lands on your sniper rifle. Second level rogues get cunning action, letting you dash to disengage or hide as a bonus action. It should help you zoom away without wasting a slot on expeditious retreat. Not that you're using your slots for a lot else anyway. Third level rogues can choose a roguish archetype. Scout will give you nature and survival skills for free, as well as expertise in those skills. You're also a skirmisher, letting you spend half your movement speed without provoking opportunity attacks as a reaction when a creature ends their turn within 5 feet of you. It's just more zooming. There's also more zooming in with the steady aim ability, letting you use your bonus action to get advantage on an attack against a target as long as you haven't moved that turn. Honestly, you're gonna get advantage because you're hidden. It is 2d6 extra sneak attack damage at third level rogue. That's pretty cool too. Hey, one last episode, one last build with too much multiclassing. First level fighters get second wind to heal 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action once per short rest. That's why you're napping. Ocelot loves the thrill of reloading mid-fight. The End loves hitting the snooze button. You also get another fighting style, grab superior technique, and menacing attack. That will add 1d6 to 1 attack per short rest. Force a wisdom saving throw on the foe you hit, frightening them for the next round. If they fail, it's a great way to stop someone from approaching. Second level fighters get action surge for another action in 1 turn once per short rest. You could use this for 4 attacks, or you could use it for a third dash action to sprint away to the other end of the boss arena. Sorry, boss arenas, plural. Dude is in multiple arenas. That's how fast he is. We'll cap it off with a third level of fighter, letting you become a champion for improved critical hit range, hitting on a 19 or 20. Your crits are bananas, but let's save that for the pros. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, damage. 2 attacks per round with a plus 15 damage modifier on each hit is nutty. Add on a d6 from Hunter's Mark and potential for sneak attacks and Colossus Slayer once per turn, not to mention more common crits from stealth and improved critical, doubling all those die. That should be dying faster. Good. You're also sneaky with expertise and pass without trace, hitting some absurd numbers on those stealth checks. Finally, you can make a getaway with extra mobility options to run away and keep your distance. For weaknesses, your health pool is small with dumped constitution. Sure, you got temporary HP, but that's not protecting you for long. You also don't have magic damage to get through more magical foes. Your DM will probably give you something. I don't know that will happen. I'm glad I don't have to explain this ever again. Finally, AoEs get around stealth. They don't have to know exactly where you are to lob a grenade in your general direction, but hey, that's it. That's the end. Everything has to end eventually, nothing lasts forever. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and all the videos, and I'm sorry they have to end, but if I don't enjoy making them anymore, I think they're just gonna get less enjoyable to watch as time goes on. Ta-ta for now, we'll start making some new videos soon. Be on the lookout for those. Stay subscribed, please.